AskReddit by Sap. Redditors who cut their grass at 7 AM on Saturday morning and wake up the whole neighborhood. Why do you do it? Because 5 AM seemed inappropriate. Edit. Typo. Noise ordinance is up at 7 most places. I'd cut at 6 o'clock but that's against the law. Because my parents made me. Edit. Wow. This blew up. Every Saturday growing up my dad would come wake us up between 6 and 7 to do it. He said it was to beat the heat, but I learned quickly that it's just because he was an asshole. I used to have a neighbor that I guess wanted to take advantage of the headlights on the front of his riding lawnmower so he would mow after 10 PM at night. It didn't keep me from sleeping but it was weird to hear a mower going at bedtime. My neighbor mows after dark with a headlamp. He started out using a handheld flashlight. I don't care if he does it, but I'm dying to know why. I distinctly remember my neighbor across the street mowing his lawn during the solar eclipse a few years back. You know how birds and insects supposedly go quiet during these things? We still don't know if that's true. We were trying to figure out why the dude couldn't give it literally 2 minutes of rest. Damn it, Mike. Look up. Dude's future wasn't written in the stars. Neighborhood's asshole rooster woke me up at 6:30 so I might as well know. What a cock. How else am I supposed to get my white New Balance shoes dyed green? Deleted. Because I live in South Texas and I don't want to die. I was about to say living in South Louisiana, either cut the grass at 7 AM while it's still 80ish, maybe sub 80, or do it in the evening and be covered in the wet warm blanket that is Louisiana humidity. I've contemplated not cutting grass in shorts BC of the humidity, then I remember that it's still 90+ degrees and I'll die if I do that LMAO. My folks have lived in a sleepy little town for about 30 years. Recently someone decided to turn one neighborhood house into a Airbnb, and it's become a party house every weekend. Every single neighbor within earshot is fed up. The entire lot of annoyed permanent residents get up Saturday morning and mow their lawns, run blowers, bang wrenches on metal stuff, holler morning neighbor. Beautiful day and have full-blown yelling conversations across the offender's yard. If your neighbors seem to mow their lawn at 7 AM the morning after each time you have a party, they are passive-aggressively telling you they don't want to spoil your good time but you are infringing on theirs. This is some British level passive aggression. Because it's too bloody hot after 8 AM in the summer. Here in Seattle, especially in the spring and fall, we do it early to get it done before it starts raining again. Well, I live in Florida. You have only about 2 hours in the day where you won't die of heat stroke. Cool weather, no bugs, no neighbors. No neighbors? Why do you need to mow in private? Genuinely asking. In Texas we have two. Mowing the lawn depending on what size lawn you have, can be brutal with the heat we get. I don't get mad when my neighbors do so. Sometimes when I see my neighbors mowing their yards in bad heat, I do keep an eye out. God forbid they pass out or something. Even with a riding mower, if they are not hydrated, Texas heat can kill. Howdy from the Houston area. Because if they can have parties that last the whole damn night then I can fucking cut my grass. Edit. Calm down, this is a joke, I don't actually mow my lawn at 7 AM, stop calling me an asshole please. My neighbor did this every morning after the across the street neighbor had a party. He also had a loose muffler shield which made it extra loud. I was caught in the middle of their war. One day I was helping him out with the lawn and tightened it for him. It made it so much quieter. The next week the neighbor threw a party so the next morning the lawnmower came out and I could tell he loosened back the muffler shield. Not grass. 6 AM power washer user here. I do it because the neighbors are assholes and I want to violently piss on my house with a machine before the day gets busy enough for people to stop by and talk to me while I do it. That's just what guys do. We enjoy nothing more than watching our neighbors work, especially with the cool power tools. It's not about the grass, it's about sending a message. I don't know about the rest, but a few years back when I lived with my parent, I'd have to take care of the grass either extremely early or really late since the rest of the day I was at work. The idea of taking a day or a half day off of work was shunned by the supervisors. So lack or time. Cause I got shit to do later. Best answer. It's still dark at 6 AM. In the hotter months I knock out the lawn and the AM because it gets stupid hot and muggy by mid-morning and I'm typically busy in the afternoon. We gotta fit maintenance in somewhere on the schedule, homie. Nothing personal, shit just gotta get done. I feel like southern climate mowers get at least a partial reprieve from this question. To get it done before it gets too hot, and to get it out of the way so I can get other stuff done around the house, or just relax on my day off. I don't have a lawn anymore, but I do have 5 acres that is mostly tall grass and oaks. I have to clear the tall grass in late May early June before it gets too dry in order to have a fire safe perimeter around my house. No way I'm starting that at noon. Because the bugs and animals swarm my fruit trees for the rest of the day, and I'd rather not risk running over whacking anything. Nets and gates, while helpful, won't stop them from trying, which is kind of worse in a way because then they're dying for nothing. To make revenge for their kids running and screeching. I'd so much rather listen to the calming white noise of a lawnmower than the grating shrieks of someone's shitty kids. To wake up the neighborhood. Are you, by any chance, Mac DeMarco? Cute question. Come up to Canada where after it snows the whole street is up at 6 AM snow blowing their driveways and cars out of where the plow went around them. As someone else who lives in an area where snowfall is measured in feet rather than inches, I think snowblowers get a pass regardless of the time of day or night. I've never heard anyone complaining about a snowblower running at 5 AM including myself. A snowblower running in the dark should be called a Canadian lullaby. If you're in Texas in the summer, you mow when it's cool. You'll fall out if you wait until noon to mow. I got shit to do and it might rain. So I want to get it done while it's dry and cool. For me it's simply a lack of time. I work 6 days a week 80+ hours, so I have to pack everything I can into my one day off Sunday. So for me to get a week's worth of yard work and household chores done, yeah, I'm getting up early and cutting my grass, and if that bothers you I'm sorry, but it's gotta be done, so it doesn't look like I live in a jungle. That's another thing. People don't want to be awoken by a mower, but they also don't want a neighbor who doesn't mow their lawn. Some people work shifts where they have to squeeze in outside chores either in the morning hours, or right as the sun is setting. Daylight saving also changes when I try to get things done. Trust me, I don't enjoy doing yard work when I'm dead tired or just rolling out of bed. My neighbors are aware though, and we're all considerate of one another. Because it gets hot as balls in the summer and I want to get that shit over with. Because I live in Texas and the temperature here goes from comfortable to face melting with a quickness once the sun comes up. It's the one narrow window during which I have free time. I'm motivated to be productive. Can see the grass. Will not spontaneously combust. Will not be devoured by mosquitoes. But I've already been up for more than an hour by that point, so passive aggressive questions like this just make me want to start at 6 instead. Because my neighbors didn't let me sleep with all their house parties the night before. Because twats party until 3 AM while I'm trying to sleep. Screaming, whooping, hollering, puking in my yard, pissing on the side of my house, leaving beer cans in my bushes, screaming obscenities because whatever, and the blaring fucking music. Because I can. I live in Georgia where it's hot and humid. You won't die cutting your grass at 7 AM. To assert dominance over other grass cutting males in the area.